It's time for NFL picks for week 1 for every single game. We have made a profit in each of the 8 years since I began sharing my NFL picks with you. You can see my record on sides and totals since 2017. The break-even point to earn a profit at minus 110 odds is 52.4%. And we have exceeded that threshold every single season. So let's keep rolling together, my sports betting friend. Great news! My famous and super popular weekly NFL Lobster bet is back in full force in 2025. In case you missed it last year, what I call the Lobster bet is the absolute best wager on sides and totals on any given week. I started this new concept in week 14 last year, and we crushed the bookies with a 7-2 record until the Super Bowl. You can see the detailed weekly Lobster bets on your screen right now. I'll go back later in this video to details surrounding the Lobster bet for week 1, or you can follow the link in the comments below. I'm making a separate video for the Thursday and Monday night games, so are you ready to roll with 13 predictions for the games that will take place Friday and Sunday this week? Let's go! Before we dive into the actual picks, I feel like it would be best if I started by sharing 3 NFL betting systems that apply for week 1 only and that have produced good gains across many seasons. I will be referring to them throughout the video, so let me present them to you right now. All of them are very simple and yet super effective. As you're about to find out, they are all contrarian by nature. In other words, they invite you to go against the grain, which is a mantra that I like to follow in the sports betting world. Betting system number 1. Betting week 1 underdogs by 8 points or more. Such teams tend to do very well. Over many years, it has produced a 43-25 record against the spread, also referred to as ATS. Last year, the only qualifying play was New England plus 8 in Cincinnati. The Patriots shocked the world by winning outright by a 16-10 score. Betting system number 2. The double division revenge. In short, you simply bet teams who lost both meetings from last season against a divisional rival. Since 2010, we have accumulated 27 wins versus 19 losses. Betting system number 3. Betting teams who failed to make the playoffs the year before whenever they are squaring off against a team that did reach the postseason. Since 2003, this strategy has yielded a 78, 56, and 3 record. That being said, I'm not saying you should bet any team that fits under the description of one of those 3 betting angles. I would only argue that it should be part of your decision-making process. It can be one of the factors that you look at. Okay, now let's get into the picks. Each one will receive one of the following grades: A, B, or C. As a former 15-year university statistics professor, using this grading system makes sense, right? A pick graded A means it is viewed as premium. Grade B means it is a good bet, whereas grade C means it is decent. Its expected return on investment is positive but small. The Chiefs will be battling the Chargers in Brazil on Friday. Both teams have question marks at the important left tackle position. On one hand, Kansas City drafted Josh Simmons in the first round of the draft so that he could take this spot. How will he fare in his first NFL start? It's hard to tell, but expect some growing pains. On the other hand, Los Angeles suffered a big blow when Rashawn Slater got hurt in early August and was later declared out for the year. The team will move Joe Alt from right tackle to left tackle. What will be the offensive line quality of play in Week 1? Again, it's hard to tell, but there are certainly some question marks here. The recurring theme in this game may be QB pressure. Now, which signal caller do you trust more under pressure? Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert? Of course, the answer has to be Mahomes. I really like what Jim Harbaugh brought to the Chargers in his first year with the organization. But I'm still going to go with the Chiefs laying 3 points on a neutral field. The status of Najee Harris has been uncertain for a while due to a fireworks accident. And now they may have to start rookie Omarion Hampton for the season opener. I'm aware of the fact that the Chargers qualify under the double division revenge factor that I told you about earlier, but my final call is still to go with Kansas City minus 3 points in Brazil. This pick gets the following grade, C. Many weeks ago, I published a video unveiling 5 super early picks. One of them was Atlanta plus 2.5 against Tampa. Do I still like it? The answer is not as much. Why? The main reason is how head coach Raheem Morris has decided to deal with preseason games. He decided not to allow any starters to appear in preseason games. That strategy has hurt many teams in the past, including the Bengals, who have had many slow starts. A young QB like Michael Penix might have benefited from some real action, no? Does that mean I am now siding with the Bucs? They have some issues too. It looks like left tackle Tristan Wirfs is out for the opener. Also, wide receivers Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan are expected to miss multiple weeks with injuries. Is rookie Emeka Egbuka ready to become the number 2 wideout right out of the gate? Even tight end Kate Otten is uncertain to suit up, which leaves fewer reliable options for Baker Mayfield to throw to. Ultimately, I will stick to my original play of grabbing the Falcons plus 2.5 points at home against Tampa. But I am rating it C, which means I am not overly excited about it. Up next, here comes a bet with a B grade. I am taking the Cincinnati Bengals minus 5.5 points in Cleveland. The Bengals have been off to a very slow start in recent years. Head coach Zach Taylor does not want this situation to happen again, so this time he played his starters during preseason games. Joe Burrow appeared in 2 games, completing 18 of his 24 passes, tossing 3 TD passes versus 0 interception. As you can tell, he has looked very sharp and should enter the current season with more confidence than in prior years. Cincinnati won't take its opponents lightly. They will be very focused to start the season on a good note, and they are facing divisional rivals. Meanwhile, Cleveland had an unusual 4 QB battle during training camp between Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. The 40-year-old veteran Flacco won the starting job. He led the Browns to a playoff appearance in 2023, but did not look as good last year in Indianapolis, turning the ball over multiple times. There is a wide gap in talent between these 2 clubs. I really think the Bengals will roll in this contest, so I am betting them to prevail by a margin of 6 points or more. In the Miami-Indianapolis game, I had shared 2 predictions in my super early picks from several weeks ago. Indeed, I took the Dolphins to win straight up, along with the over to hit. At the time, I suggested to go with over 45.5 points. The line has now grown to 47. We got a nice value wager back then. At the current total, I don't like it nearly as much. However, I still like the Dolphins to get the W in this contest. I have read many reports of people claiming Miami's offense is not clicking anymore. Will Tyreek Hill be healthier this year? How about Devon Achane, who seems hampered by a calf injury? Is Darren Waller in good shape after being out of football for a year? All of those questions are fair and valid. but I still like the team's speed and their defense is a bit better than Indy's unit, in my humble opinion. Daniel Jones gets the nod for the Colts. He will bring more stability at the QB position, but much less excitement compared to Anthony Richardson. It will be interesting to see how he does in Week 1, but playing in a different team with a new system is not always easy to pick up. Meanwhile, Tua has been in the same system for a while, so I think it gives Miami an edge in the early part of the season. In short, my pick goes to Miami to win outright, and this bet gets a C grade due to lower confidence level. In the game that will take place at Gillette Stadium, I am betting the Las Vegas Raiders plus 3 points. Sports bettors like New England this year. Drake may have a promising rookie year, so he should grow in year 2. The team also bolstered its roster with numerous free agent additions during the offseason. Hiring Mike Vrabel as their head coach seems like a smart move too. But will the new acquisitions gel right off the bat? The Raiders' defense was better than people realize, and they are getting Max Crosby back. He missed 5 games last year, and when he was on the field, he was clearly bothered by injuries. Vegas will also get more consistent play from Geno Smith. He should be able to feed the ball to Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, another underrated guy. There have been a lot of rave reviews about rookie running back Ashton Jeanty. He is ready to take the league by storm. The Raiders may not be as easy to beat as what most people believe. Give me the Raiders to pull off the upset or to lose by a maximum of 3 points in New England in Week 1. This pick is rated B. In the Arizona vs. New Orleans game, I provided you with another great value wager several weeks ago. Over 41.5 points to be scored. Right now, the total sits at 43.5. Today, I will tell you which team I prefer to bet when it comes to the spread. The Cardinals are established as a 6.5 point favorite in this spot. Arizona is typically a good bet in September, while Kyler Murray tends to regress as the season goes on. Last year, the Cards only lost by a 6-point margin in Buffalo in Week 1 before dismantling a good Rams team 41-10 in the second week of action. Then in Week 3, Arizona was defeated by a 7-point margin against a rock-solid Detroit team, which was nothing to be ashamed of. Meanwhile, the Saints are projected to be the worst football team this year. Things got even more depressing once the decision was made to start Spencer Rattler at QB. He posted an 0-6 record as a starter last year, completing just 57% of his passes and throwing 4 TD passes versus 5 picks. Those are awful numbers. For all of those reasons, I am taking the Cardinals minus 6.5 points in New Orleans. This play gets a B grade. The Steelers are 2.5 point favorites in New York against the Jets. Which team should we bet? I've decided to go with Pittsburgh minus 2.5, a prediction that is graded C. I trust Mike Tomlin a lot more than Aaron Glenn. Tomlin also knows how to defend Justin Fields, a former Steeler. Moreover, Aaron Rodgers tossed 18 TDs versus just 4 interceptions across his final 10 games last year. He is now paired with DK Metcalf, which should be an interesting mix. Rodgers loves to feed his top target repeatedly, which is guaranteed to make Metcalf very happy. I absolutely love a pick on the Giants-Commanders game. In fact, it turns out to be my weekly Lobster bet. I have personally placed a $1,000 bet on this one. You can gain exclusive access to this very high confidence play by following the link in the comments below. In my humble opinion, it has a very high chance of hitting, so let's give the sportsbooks a big blow on this one. The two worst defenses from last year will battle each other when the Panthers travel to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. These squads gave up the most total yards per game in 2024, and neither team made significant additions to their defense. Meanwhile, Carolina's offense could grow. Bryce Young looked a lot better in year 2. During his final 3 contests, he tossed 70 passes versus 0 pick. Trevor Lawrence had a down year for sure. He is much healthier this year, and he will benefit from having Liam Cohen on his side to design great offensive plays. Rookie Travis Hunter also brings a lot of punch to this offense. For these reasons, I am betting the over in this match. More precisely, I am taking over 46.5. This is a pick that gets the grade B. The Titans qualify under the first and third betting angles that I told you about earlier in this video. Indeed, they are big Week 1 underdogs, and they are also a non-playoff team battling a playoff team. After digging this game further, I confirm that I like Tennessee in this spot, so my official play here is to take the Titans plus 8 points in Denver on Sunday. The Broncos' 2024 schedule turned out to be one of the easiest in the league. They had a stout defense, but their offense was average according to many key metrics. Meanwhile, the Titans were hurt by a QB that kept turning the ball over at crucial moments. They also suffered from dreadful special teams. Both of these issues are likely to be fixed this year. The number 1 overall selection from the 2025 NFL Draft, Cam Ward, has a big arm and supreme athleticism as a runner. He took a lot of extra reps in OTAs with Calvin Ridley. They already seem to have a great connection. Ridley led the NFL in air yards, so his skill set fits what Cam Ward brings to the table. Few people remember how Tennessee's defense ranked 2nd overall in terms of yards allowed. They were very stingy. That's why I am opting for the Titans plus 8 points, which represents a play graded A. Are the 49ers being underestimated? I think so. I am betting San Francisco as 2.5-point favorites in Seattle this Sunday. This play gets a B grade. Last year, the Niners were the victim of a ridiculous number of injuries on both sides of the ball. That led to a 6-11 record, but keep in mind that they finished 12-5 the year before. Christian McCaffrey is healthy again, and Ricky Pearsall looked solid last year. Granted, the team will miss Brandon Ayuk for the first few weeks of the season. Ultimately, I just trust Brock Purdy playing in a good system that he's familiar with, rather than Sam Darnold, who joins a new team and who ended 2024 on a bad note. He led the Vikings to just 9 points scored in the final regular season game before putting 9 points on the board again in their lone playoff game. And DK Metcalf is gone. Give me San Francisco to get the W by a margin of at least 3 points. Among my super early NFL picks was the Packers full game moneyline. At the time, I showed a screenshot of the minus 116 odds that I got, whereas right now, most sportsbooks have a line between minus 130 and minus 140. Do I still support this pick? Let's find out. Of course, everybody in Green Bay is excited by the acquisition of Micah Parsons. He may not be a big factor in this weekend's game though. He has not practiced much in recent weeks, and he must learn the playbook. The Lions have won 6 of the past 7 meetings with the team from the frozen tundra. Moreover, did you know that the Packers posted an 11-1 record against teams with 10 wins or less, compared to an awful 0-6 record against teams recording at least 11 wins? That has got to change if they wish to make a Super Bowl run. In the end, I do like Green Bay to prevail in this key NFC North matchup. Detroit's offensive and defensive coordinators are new, which may require some time before those units hit full gear. The Packers qualify under the double division revenge factor, so that played a role in my decision. I know the Packers have issues with injuries to their wide receiver group, which is why I am taking the Packers full game moneyline, but with a C grade. Here comes another bet with the grade A. The Houston Texans plus 3 points in LA. Matthew Stafford did not practice until August 18 and he has yet to take a hit. He's having important back issues and now he's about to face two guys who recorded 12 and 11 sacks respectively. I'm talking about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., two fierce pass rushers. In my mind, Houston's secondaries can handle Puka Nacua and Davante Adams. DeMeco Ryans served as San Francisco's defensive coordinator in the past. When facing the Rams, he obtained a perfect 4-0 record, while limiting LA's offense to a meager 14.25 points per game average. The Texans are a young squad who may be flying under the radar right now. I expect them to take a step forward in 2025, and it all starts this Sunday. I am definitely betting the Texans plus 3 points at SoFi Stadium this weekend. This is one of my premium picks. Sunday night will bring a wonderful game. The Ravens battling the Bills in Orchard Park, New York. In this great AFC matchup, I am betting the Ravens moneyline. If you have been following me in recent years, you know that I value the revenge factor. In this case, Baltimore will be looking to avenge a painful 27-25 defeat in the playoffs last year. Mark Andrews dropped an easy 2-point conversion that would have tied the game late in the fourth quarter. I am fully aware of the fact that Lamar is 1-3 against the Bills. He has also turned the ball over on 6 occasions in those 4 games, which is not good. Meanwhile, Josh Allen has racked up 11 straight victories at Highmark Stadium. It won't be an easy task for the Ravens. Still, I am backing Baltimore in the Sunday night game. The Bills have a bit of a suspect wide receiver group. Things will be even worse if Khalil Shakir is not able to suit up following a high ankle sprain suffered a few weeks ago. The Ravens added cornerback Jair Alexander along with the best defensive back prospect in the draft, Malachi Starks out of Georgia. Baltimore's ground game may be too much to handle for Buffalo's run defense. I am looking forward to this game, but from a betting perspective, I am opting for the Ravens to get the W in Week 1. The pick in question is rated B. Here's a quick recap of the 13 NFL picks presented in this video for Week 1. In total, we had 2 plays graded A, 6 plays graded B, and 5 plays graded C. And of course, you can get exclusive access to my top NFL wager called the Lobster Bet, which concerns the Giants-Commanders game by following the link below. This is the very best sports betting service in the market, provided by the holder of a PhD in statistics, who's been crushing online bookies since 1999. The investment required to get the Lobster Bet for Week 1 is just $29 to make it affordable for everyone. And the pick comes with a money-back guarantee. In other words, if the pick loses, you get refunded. As simple as that. If you prefer, you can get it at a reduced $19 price. In that case, the guarantee does not apply though. It's up to you to decide which option suits you best. Remember that we destroyed the bookies with a 7-2 record last year with the weekly NFL Lobster Bet. My goal is to have hundreds of people joining us in our quest to crush the bookies during the 2025 NFL season. The number one objective of this channel is to boost your bankroll. We are a group of savvy sports investors who doesn't let emotions determine their picks. Rather, we use a mix of winning betting systems, our own analysis of the matchup, and relevant data. That's what the Professor MJ brand is all about. Thanks for watching and Let's crush the bookies together in week 1 of the NFL.